junkies, welcome back to Twin Flicks, where we here celebrating the magic movies and physical media with you. So I'm continuing my Kino Lorber 4K versus Blu-ray comparison reviews, and today we're talking about the classic from prolific director Sidney Lumet, and that is Kino Lorber's 4K UHD presentation of Murder on the Orient Express. Now this is a new 4K restoration from the 35mm negative with HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading, and the 4K restoration work was completed by Paramount Pictures. Now I do have the previous released Blu-ray from Paramount, and I gotta tell you, when I compare these two, well, you just have to see for yourself. There is some major and interesting improvements and also a little bit of downside with this 4K. So let's see how this 4K UHD stacks up against this Blu-ray and if this 4K is worth the upgrade. This is another banger 4K transfer that's a must-have for fans of the film. The image is much cleaner and sharper. I mean, just take a look at the titles alone against the house, and then later on the titles against a car. It just looks much more defined than the Blu-ray offered, where you can clearly see the titles now against the background. Now I'll get more into the image quality a little bit later, because first I just really have to talk about the color reproduction. The colors are much more accurately displayed here than what we had on the Blu-ray, especially with whites. As you can see here, the pillow has a slight pinkish hue to it. And the snow-filled landscapes, there are areas in the background where the snow looks maybe a little bit purplish. It's not in your face, but it's definitely there. Now with this 4K transfer, we have crisp, bright, natural looking whites, where snow, white shirts, linens, looks exactly how they should. Because we all know there's no pink or purple hues in snow. Maybe some yellow, but that's a totally different story here. Also other colors like brown wood interiors of the train cars looks more authentic and natural with a deeper glossy brown look to it. The HDR10 and Dolby Vision grading applied is very nicely to the film without any changes to the color scheme. Primaries and secondary hues all look fresh and vibrant with some very nice color depth and activity from start to finish that offers a lot of pop to it that we just did not have on the Blu-ray, where colors look faded and lifeless. But the real treat here is with the highlights. Now honestly, I was a little worried about how this 4K would turn out with one aspect of the film. And that's where the film carries a lot of hazy interiors, diffusion, and a unique lighting scheme to give the illusion of blinding snow, especially through the windows. Very happy to report here that these interiors and exterior shots looks how they should look filmed in 1973. And any slight blurriness that I saw in the background or even on characters' faces is simply inherited from the negative with the type of lenses they used and not from a bad transfer. Saturation and contrast are both handled exceptionally well here. The saturation gives the film a very pleasing warmth look to the image, and it also helps with skin tones looking more warm and natural looking. Contrast works wonders for night shots or darkly lit scenes, really helping and balancing out the color reproduction even more so, while also daylight scenes look more naturally brightly lit. Black levels is another reference point here on this 4K when compared to the Blu-ray. They just look incredible. The 4K transfer, we now have the way it's supposed to look with those deep, inky, truer looking black levels, along with some really nice, strong shadow details, especially outside at night. It just looks fantastic. Now going back to the image quality, the image has been given an outstanding cleanup job, as I said, and this is a night and day difference between the previous Blu-ray and this new 4K transfer. The 4K image carries much more intricate details and textures, especially with wallpaper and patterns on the walls. We can make out every detail in wood grain and patterns. The entire image from head to toe in this 4K really shows off the production design in full. Now the grain on the Blu-ray had a lot of chunky grain issues, and even I spotted some frozen grain that was so bad it would blur the image sometimes. While the grain is still thick on the 4K, it also looks tighter and better resolved now, where we have a very beautiful filmic appearance on this 4K UHD presentation. But this also goes for the remastered 4K Blu-ray that's included in this 4K set. Alright guys, so my score for Kino Lorber's 4K UHD presentation of Murder on the Orient Express, I'm giving the video a 4.5 out of a 5 and the audio a 5 out of a 5. This is definitely one, especially if you're a fan of the film, to upgrade from your Blu-ray, or if you don't already have it, definitely add this one to your collection. Alright guys, but now head over to the comment section and let me know, when you look at the differences between the Blu-ray and the 4K formats, which do you like better? Or do you see much differences at all? Head over to the comment section and let me know. Alright guys, well thanks so much for hanging out with me for a few minutes here as we talk about Kino Lorber's 4K UHD presentation of Murder on Orient Express, comparing it to the previous release Blu-ray from Paramount. Let's get that out of here. As always guys, keep physical media alive, and we'll see you next time with another 4K versus Blu-ray comparison.